All right, hey guys, how's everybody doing today? So, obviously, a lot of crazy stuff's going on right now. I think the most important thing to remember is we've got to be like the duck. Got to let the water hit our back. It's got to roll right off. We'll figure all this out as we go. So, what I want to talk to everybody about today is home workouts. All right, haven't really put a whole lot of stuff out yet. I just wanted to kind of sit back, wait, see what was going to happen, and then see what people were doing, see what they had access to, things like that. Couple things right off the bat that you want to consider when you're doing a home workout. You don't necessarily have to add things in like plyometrics. Not everybody should be doing squat jumps. Not everybody should be doing scissor kicks and jumping lunges and all these things like this if you don't have the base already prepared for it, okay? So if you can't do a squat without your knees caving in, you obviously shouldn't be doing a jump squat. If you have existing knee pain, you obviously shouldn't be doing a jump squat, things like that. And I see a lot of trainers writing things like this into programs just out of necessity because they don't understand how to write other things in, okay? Another thing, people are doing tremendous amounts of core, obviously because it's the easiest thing and requires the least amount of equipment, okay? Not necessarily a bad thing if you need that in your program, but there's only so much you can do with the core. So just doing 1,000 reps of core isn't going to carry over into other things when we come out of this quarantine, or depending on your particular program, okay? Some things to focus on in your home workout programs are time under tension, rest periods, and isometric holds. These are some great ways to layer in intensity into your program, progressive overload, strengthen your tendons, ligaments, joints, things like that, and not blow out your tendons, ligaments, and joints, okay? So time under tension, most people don't have large amounts of weights at home so they can continue to progress. So we can progress with time under tension, okay? You can slow the rep down, slow the tempo down, like on a push-up, for instance. You can make that rep really slow on the eccentric and the concentric, and then you can add isometric hold at the top or the bottom, okay? We can do things like mechanical drop sets. And I'm gonna show, this is gonna be a bigger video in different segments. Right now I just wanna talk about the overview, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna layer in some different videos, different exercises, okay? So like a push-up, for instance, you could start your push-ups on the floor, do as many as you can, and then move to the edge of a chair with your hands, do as many as you can, and then maybe move to a countertop. So we're increasing that angle, making each movement easier so that you can continue to get more reps, okay? You do that for a couple of weeks, that's probably gonna get easier. So then you may start that by elevating your feet, do as many as you can, coming back down to flat, do as many as you can, and then elevate the hands like that too. So there's different ways you can make that harder. Also by extending, how long does it take you to go down? How long do you pause there? And then how long does it take you to come back up and pause there? Another way you can layer things in. You can obviously do that with a squat as well. You can do that with a lunge. All the core exercises, you can do that as well, okay? Now notice, we're making this harder without increasing the impact, okay? Jump squats, jumping lunges, running in place, things like that are going to increase the impact. Now, if you don't have an issue with impact, that's totally fine. But I would say 8 out of 10 people that walk through my door, they're not gonna be able to start a program like that, okay? And it's gonna take a lot of remediation to get us to the point where we can. A lot of people right now are going from whatever they were doing in a gym, jumping right into this type of movement, whether they were ready for it or not, okay? So I'm just trying to be proactive, help people kind of assess different ways to make things easy, make things hard in their home workout program, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out, we're gonna record some different videos on how to do these things. One, how to increase time under tension, how to make things more difficult without increasing impact, isometric holds, and different things that you can do at home. I'm gonna do my best to use no equipment, okay? Legs and your pushing muscles, we can do this with. Your back is a little more tricky, okay? So we're gonna do our best, and we'll try to use things that you don't have to go out and purchase. I will say this, a TRX strap setup is, you know, it's gonna be one of the best things that you can buy for around $100. The TRX strap setup, the inertia wave is another great thing for about $100, and a Bosu ball. You know, I like the Bosu ball, not necessarily for all the balance things that you can do with it, but it's a great tool to change the angle and difficulty of things Again, for making these more difficult, progressive overload, things like that, for around $100. Okay, so those are some things that if you wanted to, kind of like as a luxury, but I'm gonna do my best to show you how to do everything without spending any money. Okay, hope this helps. If you have any questions, just let us know. Again, I've just kind of been sitting back waiting to see what was going on. We're now going to put the pedal to the floor, pumping out content. Hope you guys enjoy this. All right, guys, so just like the push-up, we can do the same thing with a squat. We're just gonna control the tempo, okay? So body weight squat, maybe you got something heavy to hold on to, whatever it is, still with good form, we're just gonna control the tempo of the squat going down, pause in the bottom, control the tempo coming back up, pause at the top without locking out. It's just another way to add a little time under tension to make a movement more difficult. And you can pause anywhere along the way to make this harder, okay? You do the same thing with a lunge. This could be a walking lunge, or this could be a split squat in place. You're just gonna slowly control the tempo coming down, pause, and then slowly control the tempo coming up. Very slow going down, pause, very slow coming up. Good. All right, guys, so the pulling muscles tend to be a little more difficult, okay, with our setup. So one of the things that most people have in their house is just a basic towel, okay? Obviously, you're probably going to use maybe an older towel because you're going to have to stand on this, something like that. But and this is really good. We're going to implement some isometric holds on this, okay? So you're just going to stand on the towel, get into a good rowing position, and then slowly apply force, and then just pull into the towel as hard as you can, holding for 15 to 30 seconds, okay? So as you can see, everything starts to shake as the tension builds up and the muscles start to fatigue, okay? And then you'd rest 30 seconds and then go right back into that, okay? You can do this for your biceps as well. You sit down, or if you had a really big towel, and then you're just going to apply tension with the biceps as hard as you can, squeezing 15, 30 seconds, okay? So that would be how to implement an isometric hold for something like back, okay? If you had the TRX straps, then you could obviously, you could do some inverted rows, pull-ups, variations like that, and then finish off with some isometric holds, either at the end of a set or at the end of the entire complex of sets, just to toast things off, go a little harder, a little progressive overload.